to the Bingeworthy podcast. I'm your host, Chris Comstock. We're excited you're with us. Do what you do with all podcasts, right? Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Do all the things that you do with me. As always, are my friends, Mr. Caleb Campbell, officially locked in now on the podcast, which is great. Finally got that contract.
Signed that deal.
Yep, praise the Lord.
There's a lot of back and forth. We got there.
We got there. Dustin, Pete, and of course, Johnny's celebrity story, Burkhalter. Can't wait to see
got
what
some today.
Celebrities you've ran into in Italy.
Go.
But yeah, hey, as always, we're glad you're here. Today we are celebrating National Pie Day. All of us love a good pie.
Speaking of numbers, right before we went live.
Okay, speaking of numbers,
right before we went live, he was trying to do a count in.
Yes.
Our host was trying to do a count in. He goes 3, 2, 1. He's like, no, you're not supposed to say that on. Then I go, have you ever seen Wayne's World?
Never.
You've seen Wayne's World, right?
Party on.
Wayne's World?
Party
Wayne's
on,
World?
guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's been
Wayne's
a long
World?
time.
Long time?
2003.
Wayne's
2003.
World. It's a skit from SNL. They got picked up as a movie, right? They made 2 movies. Wayne and Garth. They're in their basement. They're doing a little public access TV show, right? Party on Wayne, party on Garth. Anyway, they finally get picked up by like big TV company, and they're trying to teach their production crew how to count them in, and they don't understand that you're not supposed to say the 2 or the 1, so they go in 5, 4, 3, and so like they all practice it, and they're all just like 4, 3, like Wayne and Garth are sitting on camera going 2. And they're like, nope, you're bobbing your head. Stop bobbing your head. It's a thing.
Well,
I would show it, but we would get blocked like we did last episode.
Yeah, let's
There's a
not do
sequel too, so it's
Sequel
successful.
is great. Weird Naked Indian.
Yeah. I
Jimi
feel
Hendrix.
yes.
Okay.
All right, then.
So good.
No clue what's happening.
Come
anymore.
on, y'all.
So good.
No,
Wayne's
I don't know what's.
World
Yeah, show me what's happening.
2.
They were on SNL
Indian.
originally.
Yeah, so it was a
I
skit.
have seen those
Yes.
bits.
and they made which there's several skits that have become movies.
Yeah.
There he is. Weird Naked
this-
Indian right here.
This might have been the first one that a skit turned movie.
It may have been the first one. Yeah, maybe. No, Blues Brothers was the first one.
Blues Brothers.
Blues
yeah,
Brothers was
yeah.
the first skit
Yeah.
turned movie.
Okay.
Yeah, so Lorne Michaels, producer on these things. But yeah, I don't know. I know y'all have Six Flags here.
Yep.
Where I grew up, we had Paramount's King's Dominion.
Ooh, what a name.
In
Is there
Richmond.
an acronym for that?
Yeah.
In Richmond, they had a
PKD?
whole section. They had a whole section because this movie was made by Paramount.
Yeah.
They had a whole section of the park that was Wayne's World themed, and so they had Stan Mikita's Donut Shop, and the roller coaster in that section was called the Hurler.
Oh, is it still there?
It's because I think I'm going to hurl. I don't know. Let's find
Man,
out.
Right before
if
it
it's
went.
still there, we
Might take a
we
little
gotta
road
go.
trip up there.
We have to.
I don't know.
That is just incredible.
No, I was just gonna say right before it took off, they went 3.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I wrote it, and
Paramount Kings. There it is.
Is that
does
related
it
to?
still have Wayne's World? Here we go. Although the Wayne's World theme has been removed from the coaster at King's Dominion, many signs of the theme were still present until the ride's closure. So the ride is gone.
May it rest in peace.
But logo around the hurler station, such as so they had. I mean, it was the whole thing.
Wow.
I mean, you felt like you were on the set of Wayne's World. It was very, very cool. They also had a Days of Thunder simulator, which I rode constantly.
I'm into that too.
That's
That
amazing.
sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that is just
I love that. I think we need to watch those movies together.
I think we need to do an amusement park episode in the future.
That is
Done.
100%.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
I love that. Yeah, I got yelled at the
Anyway.
other day by Caleb about one.
You got to pull it together.
So we'll get that together. Yeah, so back to, we know here on the pod, if you're a follower of the pod, you watch the first couple episodes, you know that we are really good at math. And so why
good.
not celebrate Pi Day, which is, of course, the number,
Oh, sorry.
and now we're canceling.
And there it is.
No, we're good. It's just a second.
Does
I put
anyone-
mute here. I don't know why I didn't mute it over there.
Yeah,
I love
so
it.
we're immediately, hey guys, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you guys
I'm
next
sorry. I
time
was trying
on the
to find like,
Bingeworthy
footage of the thing.
Yeah.
on, I'll mute it. Go ahead.
Outro.
Yeah, anybody know the number for Pi?
3.14.
Yes.
3.14 1592.
Oh,
Come on, math
okay.
guy.
That's
okay,
all I remember. I was a
Gumbow.
math
Wow.
major 20
Yeah.
years ago.
He just
Okay.
gumbowed his way into that one, didn't he?
What a flex.
Let me tell you-
Gumbowed. He explained that whole thing to me too. We're going to break that down.
Okay, I'm in. I had a friend in high school who could say like 25 digits of pi, but only if he had a slight amount to drink.
Oh.
And it was the weirdest thing because everybody kind of has their thing. And that to me was the weirdest thing. I know I just.
That was the thing.
That's amazing.
That was the thing.
So we have this delightful key lime pie. I texted everybody last night. Said, what's your favorite pie? Caleb said cow pie.
I agree.
And Johnny B said key lime. And so that is what we have today. I've never had a key lime pie before.
Really?
What? First
Are
time.
you kidding?
Oh, are you serious?
Oh.
Yeah. This is my first time.
Stop the podcast.
Okay,
What's going on?
Let's just
Man, I feel
check
like
a
we
few
should be
boxes.
sitting in Madison, Wisconsin right now.
I'm in Madison. I'm watching the Madison Packers right
Wait,
now.
are you allergic to lime?
No, I'm not.
Because there is lime in
No.
this.
Yeah, you have
There
to.
you
The
go.
crust is
Yeah,
what makes it.
Oh, it's if it ain't crusty, it ain't happy.
If it ain't crusty, it ain't good.
Ooh.
You hate
Crusty.
It's good.
You hate it?
You don't like it?
Is it the crusty joke?
Cru-
Oh, he's got whipped cream coming out of his nose now.
bakery name
Right.
called it
Hold on.
Crusties.
Crusty ain't good.
Pass the pie.
Yeah.
I have an idea here.
This is fantastic. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's gonna get
I mean,
real
I'm not
gross.
gonna-
Johnny went all in. He grabbed a
I'm
whole
not going to
chunk.
nibble at the edges with a bunch of dudes here. Let's
Yeah.
do this right.
Oh, he's cutting a whole piece in. I'm in.
We really do need plates because I would.
I'm gonna nibble.
Nah, don't even worry about plates.
No,
It's a man show.
right here.
I know you tuned in today to the Bingeworthy podcast to watch us
man.
eat key lime pie.
All right, Kroger, I see you.
Happy Pie Day, y'all.
Happy
you
Pie
go.
Day.
Happy Pie. Everybody get your favorite pie today. Make sure
in
you
there.
celebrate.
Sling that over this way.
Hey,
Yeah,
Kroger,
I'm going to
Kroger.
try to keep hosting this show while you guys are binging
Yeah, you do.
key lime pie.
Sling this
had
over
a
I'm
my
gonna eat
little-
all of this.
Yeah.
Had a little
Bro.
more coffee left in the cup.
Yeah.
than the
Yeah.
rest of
Oh,
us.
that's
Slam that real quick.
I thought you were just adding it to your coffee on purpose, and I was like, that's gonna be nasty.
No, it's actually really good.
There
I
it
bet
is.
it does have a good kick to it.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm going to set this where I don't know where to put
So what do you think? 1 out of 10. What would you give
it.
it?
I'd give that an 8. I'd eat that again.
It's
So
great.
good.
Yeah. I'm going to
It's
give it a
great.
10 because I'm my
Would
favorite
eat here
pie.
again.
Yeah,
It's,
I would eat here again.
It's keto. I don't know if you know that.
Is it really?
No.
I'm
But
on keto right now.
Is it really? Nah.
but it is a better decision because there's no bread. It's
What's the-
essentially
is that
cream
like a
cheese.
graham cracker
There is
crust?
there's sugar in
Mm-hmm.
it, but it's essentially mostly cream cheese. So
I'm into it.
there you go.
Yeah.
I think we need to try foods live more often.
I
Here we are with foods again. Sorry.
I love
Sorry,
that.
host.
Well,
Back to
look,
you. Back
before
to you.
Before
Really-
we ever started today,
really
we
finding
knew.
our thing there.
We knew that we had the wrong. We need to just call
good.
this the
Y'all.
foodie worthy podcast.
I can't tell you how long it's been since I've had a key lime pie, but I feel like I'm sitting in Margaritaville right now.
I love that. I love what's happening right here. I'm glad I can make y'all happy this morning. Just to
This
start it
is
off.
so good.
Start off the day. Yeah.
Not the way I thought my day was going to go. I'll tell you that.
Well.
And it does feel very breakfast friendly. I mean,
Yeah, it does. This is
great.
you know, it's what 10 a.m. here right now. I
Yeah.
mean, with coffee.
Y'all think I'm kidding? Y'all better eat up because I'm going to eat this whole
This
thing.
is amazing.
I believe by the end of this podcast today, that's gonna be good.
It is. Oh
I
yeah.
100% agree.
Anybody binge? Anybody watch or binge anything? Yeah, Caleb. I'm gonna guess no.
I do.
Yeah.
So let's keep going
do.
on that one.
I got a couple things. Number one, American Idol. Listen,
Yeah.
y'all, if you want me to ugly cry, yes.
Good. That's great.
If you want me to, I don't know why, but American Idol has put me in my feelings. I don't know. It's something about
Because
it.
of the local girl on there.
Yeah, but I mean, me and my wife, we watch it and we just start crying.
It's because you're old enough
stories.
now to be their parents.
Stories are
That's why.
so
Yeah.
good.
The stories
Maybe
are
that's what it is. And like, it's so funny because neither one of us wants to break first. So we're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not
And, then, and I look at her and she's
let
like,
it go,
stop. And I'm like, you stop. And we just
let it go.
both like ugly cry. But we're laughing at the same time because we know how silly it is. And then the Murdoch murders.
Oh, so good.
Oh,
Spoiler
my
alert.
gosh.
Oh, we just started. Is it good?
It's so good.
Well, don't watch the news if you don't want to know how it ends.
I did hear how it is.
I mean, it's like the biggest thing on news. I went to go watch Wheel of Fortune with my kids and said we were watching the live verdict. And I was like,
Break
oh,
it,
yeah,
yeah.
this is that thing on Netflix. I just texted the Bingeworthy crowd. I'm like, hey, breaking
that-
news.
Breaking news. This is
Guilty.
happening.
Is
We did
Vanna
text
still
us.
there?
That's how
Vanna?
I heard. That's how I heard.
Yeah.
Vanna White? She's still there?
Yeah.
That's what I named my
Vanna
our
White from
minivan.
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Vanna.
That was a great documentary. Murdoch.
Yeah.
It was great.
Does it leave you in suspense as to guilt or innocence, or is it
so
is it
Yeah,
clearly
it's definitely
leading toward a
unbiased.
conclusion?
Well, it's always a bias, but yeah, it doesn't. They don't
It's
know when
so
they made
good.
it. Yeah, they don't know
Yeah.
what's going to happen next. So it's good. I enjoyed it. Yeah. What'd you watch lately? Anything good?
I'm still binging my way through. I don't know if I've talked about this in the pod yet or not. I can't remember. It's been a minute since we recorded. Gosh, this pie's got me all Twitter-pated.
I love it. I don't even know what that is.
Twitter-pated? You don't remember that? It's from a cartoon movie. Anyway, it's a Disney movie. I forget what it was.
We're doing animated
They're all
movies soon.
Twitter-pated. It'll be on that one. I'll figure out what it is. Anyway, I'll just look it up right now.
Sure.
Sorry, the coconut Red Bull's getting to me.
Between that and the key lime. You really
I
got
am
you.
Binging Dead to Me.
Oh, nice.
And I am almost done with it. 3 seasons. I'm on episode 6. There's maybe 4 episodes to go.
Episode 6 of season 3.
Season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It ends well.
just do one of these because I have to just say where I'm at real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. One of these. I warned you.
Yep.
I don't know what camera to look at.
Spoiler.
I'm literally doing it.
Yeah.
I'm at the point where Christina Applegate just found out she's pregnant.
Wow.
That's where
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
I don't want to hear.
You want to see it?
Of course.
That's a great show.
It's good.
You watch
It is. It's making me sad though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I'm emotionally attached to a lot to what I watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
get that.
It's all in the world, and it's giving me bad dreams.
Me and Ryan
I'll talk about
Seacrest,
it.
I feel like he's my brother.
Yeah.
I mean,
I see
if I saw Ryan on the
Seacrest.
street, I'd be like, "Hey, Ryan."
Yeah. Yeah.
You see him across the street,
Ryan.
like, hey, you need a CPAP.
Hey, Ryan.
Bro, you see, I can
What
see
I'm
him.
seeing on your
I can
face
see
right
him
now.
from
Your
here.
dad snore?
Also,
Yeah, you're gonna need
you grind your teeth when you sleep.
Yeah.
tell
I
that
can
too.
see that.
Sorry.
But Katy
Shout out
Perry,
Daylane.
that's your connection, right? You met
Yeah,
Katy Perry at a
me
party
and
anyway.
Katie, we go way back.
way back.
What's so cool about
Take
seeing
my
her on
fork.
TV
Fork.
is she really is that way in person.
Nope.
Some people you wonder, are they just
I can still get it.
turning it up,
Totally.
to 11?
That's
Are
who
they
she
just?
Spinal
But no,
Tap.
she is. Yes, Spinal Tap, so good. But no, she's actually on that level all the time. Anytime I've ever been around her, she's on that level. So it's interesting to see her on TV because that's just, if anybody's just like being real, it's her.
I have a
mean,
Katy
the other
Perry
two, I
moment.
don't know.
I have a
but-
Katy Perry moment.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
So I follow her now because of you. Because I think it's just Instagram was like, you should follow Katy Perry. You
and
talk
you
about her all
You
the
talk
time.
about it. Why not?
So I follow her on Instagram now. But I also have been I've followed for a long time Casey Musgraves,
Ooh, yes.
which I think is Katy Perry's doppelganger.
I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Totally.
I don't know if you know who Casey Musgraves is.
Yeah.
But anyway.
The,
so
the NASCAR driver?
Casey Musgraves?
Oh, wait. Who am I thinking of?
Country singer.
Country singer.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, is it a NASCAR driver? Yeah.
Who's
Look,
the-
just
I
like Katy Perry.
Let me just break down because I know exactly what just happened here. Because I know that Johnny was around the NASCAR world in the 90s when he was growing up, and he hasn't really been around it since.
Yeah.
In the 90s, there was a driver named Ted Musgraves.
There you go.
Also, there was a hot driver, like a model, male model looking dude named Casey Kane. So he just took both of those two and said,
Look
"Oh yeah,
at-
Casey Musgraves,
I just
NASCAR
made a
driver."
baby.
NASCAR driver looks just like Katy
But
Perry.
it's the Katy Perry doppelganger. The other.
Now
doesn't-
I- now
Right.
I-
Something's
So I'm trying
off
to go.
there.
He said
Yeah.
Katy Perry doppelganger.
Yeah.
Let me see that Casey Musgraves.
Think
Now,
it's two NASCAR
now I
dudes.
want to do.
Can we
Musgraves
just-
sounds like a
can we just
NASCAR
toss it up
name.
there and see who
Well,
actually.
Casey Kane
Okay.
is that
Wow.
pretty guy
He's
right
pretty
there.
guy.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
Look at those
very,
blue eyes,
very
man.
good looking, baby face.
Yeah.
And then I'm waiting to see Ted Musgraves. He is not something
Well,
to look at.
I believe it.
Boom!
Yeah, that's more what we expect our NASCAR drivers to look like.
Can we do it side by side of good old Ted and Katie? Because I don't know if we'd be able to tell the difference.
First of all, it's Musgrave, not Musgraves. This man is still kicking, 67 years old.
Is he still racing?
Born
No,
in,
he doesn't race
he's from
anymore.
Waukegan. Did I say that right?
Waukegan.
Sure.
That's close to Madison.
No, it's not.
Illinois.
It's a different state.
Why'd you ask me if you said that right? I have no idea.
I just feel like you're the pronunciation guy.
That's true. It's actually Washington.
That's why I thought he was gonna go.
Waukegan.
Another thing from Wayne's World. Actually, it's pronounced Amelia Wauke. It's not
Yeah.
Milwaukee. No,
nice.
And y'all gotta watch Wayne's World.
I've seen it. It's been
Alice,
since I was a kid.
Alice Cooper. They go to an Alice
Wauke.
Cooper concert. They go backstage and they think Alice Cooper's gonna be just like this bad rock star, just
Yeah.
like destroying the place or whatever. And he walks up to. They go to the show in Milwaukee.
Yes.
And they walk backstage. They got passes. They're so proud of their passes. They're like showing their passes the whole way. On the way back there, we're cool. And they get back there, and he's just like having champagne. It's a nice, well-lit room. Everybody's having intellectual conversations. He's like, "Oh man, we're so glad to see you in Milwaukee." He's like, "Actually, it's pronounced Amelia Wauke." And he just goes into this like whole history of the city of Milwaukee, and he's like, "Party on, okay." And Garth goes, "Does this guy know how to rock or what?"
When I think of Milwaukee, I think of rock and roll.
Right?
Are there?
Where's Casey Musgraves?
is
Can I
Casey
see who the
Musgraves-
doppelganger truly is? Because
Oh.
I feel confused.
Sorry.
So they're not related.
I'm very
No.
turned off
Well,
by
one's
this Ted.
Musgrave and the other one's Musgraves.
That
This is
works.
Casey
Oh,
Musgraves.
that looks a lot more like Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
looks like Katy Perry to
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
Right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I don't know about. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the further out shot makes it better with the dark hair, just
Yeah,
because
I
they
mean,
both have black hair. And
Ted was close, but Casey, she's right there.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Ish.
It's an yeah.
Her eyes are a little bit bigger, but I see what you're saying.
I mean,
Yeah.
Katie looks a little crazier.
Yeah.
She's-
I
She
will
just looks
say
like she's ready to party.
she's
like
very in her
insane.
feelings on that show on American Idol.
Yeah, she
like
is.
oh yeah.
if she wasn't Katy Perry, I don't think she could say the things that she says.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
here for it.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
fine.
Have you guys listened to any Tom Segura before? Comedian. So he did a bit Y'all talking about
I'm a
Milwaukee.
Christian. I can't listen to him.
Yeah, I get it. He did a bit where he was checking into a hotel, and they goes, Segura, is that Japanese? Clearly a very white man. He goes,
There he is right here.
100%. And he goes, yeah, there he is. And he goes, yeah, 100% Japanese. He goes, man, I knew it. He goes, what about my last name? Would you think that it's Japanese? He goes, Segura.
Segura.
Well, if you say it like that, it sounds, you gotta say anything that way, like Milwaukee. Like, oh, is that like, anyway, it's a great bit.
It's a great name.
I love it.
This is a great name for a world tour. I'm coming everywhere.
Coming everywhere.
I love that.
So to bring it full circle,
Douglasville. I don't think he was here.
we were talking about amusement parks. You and I were talking about Cedar Point.
Yeah.
I was at Cedar Point with my 3 teenagers this summer.
That's
on a little
Ohio,
road
right?
trip. Yeah, Cedar
Yeah.
Point.
Close to
And
Milwaukee.
so my son Luke, who's a senior, is a huge Tom Segura fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just
Yeah,
leave that
there it
there.
is. Look at that
So
guy.
anyway, so we're at Cedar
I'm
Point.
ready.
We're about to get on one of the rides. It's called Millennium Force. It's 330 feet high. So if you're in the Atlanta area and you've done Goliath, it's like 1.7 times as high as that.
Oh,
kidding.
yeah.
So we're waiting in line. We're about to get on it, and Luke goes, "Dad, that's Tom Segura." And at first I blow him off. And then sure enough, like up in front of us to the left, he's wearing a hat down low.
Oh,
He's
my
wearing
God.
sunglasses. He's clearly like trying to just like do his thing without being seen. And still, even now, I'm like, I don't know that it was for sure. But my son's like, no, it's him. And my son kept looking at him. He started looking back. My son was looking back. He gets on the roller coaster, and Luke's like, oh, I don't know that it was him or not. And then as it's going, the guy winks at Luke and gives him a thumbs up. And I'm like, I don't know. So there's a chance. There's a chance that we've actually hung out with him and a roller coaster line.
That's awesome.
That's
Look
cool.
at here. So I went to Kings Dominion, which is where I grew up going to. That's the little Eiffel Tower they have back there, whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kings Island has the same thing in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah, check out this website and this website. I think they're owned by the same company. What do you think?
Ooh.
Oh, they definitely are. Because
Yeah,
you
who-
get joint
who's
passes
the-
type deal.
Who's the owner of them all? Like, is there like a large mega company?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille
That
O'Neal.
makes sense.
Shout out Shaq.
Cedar
Shout out
Cedar
Shaq.
Fair Entertainment Company.
Oh, that tracks. Yeah.
Right here.
Is that the same at the bottom of them?
Oh, yeah, that's
I
it.
mean,
Definitely.
It's
absolutely.
the same build.
Right there.
Yeah,
That's
sure
it.
enough. How many do they own? What all do they own besides Cedar Point and Kings Dominion?
Kings Island, which is in Cincinnati.
Places, park info. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely Kings
Get in
Island.
touch.
I think if I just Google Cedar Fair.
Dustin, you
Entertainment
make a
company,
good
see what they own.
investigator. That was a sharp eye you had there, man.
This guy is a marketing guy right here.
This guy.
This guy is the marketing guy.
Cedar Fair 2023 editions and announcements. I don't know what that means.
Oh, there you go. Our brand's right there.
Our brands. Dun, dun, dun.
California Coaster Kings,
Ooh.
European Coaster Kings, Florida Coaster Kings Radio. This,
happening?
I don't think this is.
That doesn't
How
feel
does
right.
one
Something
become a
wrong.
coaster king?
I mean, I
Easy.
feel like.
You had to ride a certain number of coasters.
Okay. Yeah.
do that.
Anyway, let's move on.
I'm a
this is
coaster
dead end.
prince at this point.
Have you heard about that what is it, that Disney challenge or whatever, where you ride all the rides in a certain amount of time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is this like the bullet train? What'd you call that thing? The bullet rate? What was that? The cannonball.
The bullet train.
Cannonball.
The Cannonball.
Cannonball.
The Coast to Coast.
I was close.
The Cannonball Run.
Yeah, Cannonball
Run.
Run.
Bullet
Well,
Train.
Cannonball
Bullet
Drive.
Train. Great movie.
Great movie.
Is that a
Very
movie
good
for real?
movie.
Yes, you
Brad
haven't seen
Pitt.
it?
Really good movie. Check it out.
Bro.
I actually
Clearly-
watched this. It's a good movie.
Bro.
Did it come out in 03?
Really
It's a
good
When
good
did it come
time.
out?
No, it came out
Last year.
like last year.
It was great.
This year.
Bullet
This
Train?
year?
It
I think it was like January of this year.
Pull this
no,
thing.
it
Let me
was-
see.
was. I think it
Where's
was
it
last
at?
year. It was last year.
Is it come out in theaters or was it like on a?
No, you
came
can
out,
watch it on
it came out in
streaming. It's streaming
theaters,
now.
and now you can stream it.
Yeah.
But Netflix, I think it's a
Right.
Netflix movie.
Oh, it's a Netflix
right?
movie. Yeah.
No, it's
Oh,
good.
I did. Wait a second. I did.
Oh.
I think I did see this.
It feels. It's the closest Quentin Tarantino
No, I didn't.
feeling movie that I've watched in a while that wasn't actually a Quentin Tarantino movie.
I haven't seen
did
something
feel
with
like-
Brad Pitt in a long time.
It
Fight
did.
Club really.
He's good at it.
Like after Fight Club
Bro,
and
not
what's the
on-
one where he's in where he's Achilles? What's the name of that movie? You know
Troy?
what I'm talking about?
Troy.
Troy. Yeah, Troy.
We get into movies, I can contribute. Shows, working on it.
Yeah, so it's on Netflix. It's incredible because it's not only like a good action kind of whodunit kind of movie,
pretty funny.
but it's hilarious.
It's pretty
All
hilarious.
right, I'm into it.
You guys ever seen Interview with the Vampire?
Yes,
Yes.
very weird. Tom Cruise,
So weird.
Never.
Brad's in that
Tom
too, right?
Cruise, yeah, Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
That's not
Movies have
Don't watch that
endpoints. I don't like beginning and endings. I like to binge
Come back
through
in.
something that just
Come
helps
back in,
me
bro.
go.
I had to take a
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll watch Bullet Train.
That's
I'll
the
see.
money.
I'm trying to think. I binged a lot of comedy lately. I watched it. There it is. He's still going on that. I watched a lot of
I mean,
Tom
it looks
Segura.
amazing.
I watched Joe Coy. Y'all familiar with Joe Coy?
The name.
So good. He's hilarious. He does a great job. Who else did I watch? Oh gosh. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I've watched a lot of Netflix. Anybody that has a Netflix special, I have tried to binge their comedy because I love watching comedians.
Yeah, I know you watched Chris Rock's new one.
Oh, I did watch this.
I had already seen social media blowing up about it even before you texted me.
Yeah,
and social media just won't leave him alone.
Yeah,
because he won't leave the Will Smith thing alone.
Well,
he's like, bro, just get over it. But I guess about half of the thing is about.
Well, no, that's not true. I think he did an hour. He did an hour and 15. I think the special they edited it down to like 65 minutes, but it was the first ever streamed live event for Netflix. They streamed his whole thing live from the Hippodrome in Baltimore, which is where we were for a couple years together. And he makes a couple inferences to it throughout the show, but really he only spends probably the last 7 to 8 minutes of his whole act where he really like leans. He's like, I got punched by Suge Smith, and then just kind of like walks.
But I mean, how can you not leverage
you
that?
can't not talk about
right?
it.
You gotta,
Can't not talk about it. And
this 2 hours ago, Will Smith is embarrassed and hurt over Chris Rock's comments in the Netflix special.
Yeah. Wow. But he's a comedian by trade. You smack a comedian.
Look at him crying.
You know what I
What are you
mean?
gonna do?
Yeah.
He made this comment. Chris Rock did. His whole first of all, that last 8 minutes where he's talking about it is so like.
But
it's
you're saying
power
you're
packed.
saying that's weird. You're saying he dropped stuff. I can't get off this.
I'm glad you guys aren't
Is that Casey Musgraves?
Sorry.
Is this Toink? Are you back on Toink?
You're saying,
Toink,
but you're saying
our
that
sponsor.
he talked about it throughout and then did a bit on it. That's why people are saying he wouldn't leave it alone.
Well, he just
kind
kind
of sprinkled throughout the special.
No, he just addressed it. He's like, y'all know what happened to me, but he never really. The only joke that he had that landed into it was those last 7 minutes,
Right,
and
but
it
he
was
alluded to it
It was
throughout.
good.
Is what you're saying?
Yeah, he had a couple of references. Yeah.
So that's probably why people.
But again, you got to understand.
I'm not saying. I'm not me saying this.
He
I'm
was
just telling you what the internet saying.
He was building
care
up
less.
to this idea of selective outrage that you only get mad about certain things, and that Will Smith chose to get mad at him over everybody else that was saying things about him and Jada, because they put all their junk out online and whatever, and so he's like all these people said stuff about him, but he hit me. And my favorite part of his whole show, he goes, I mean, we're not even the same person. This guy went out to be Muhammad Ali in a movie. You think I auditioned for that part? Like, we are not the same person. He goes, but he said, basically that because they're so different that it's like he's like, what's the point? What's the point? He's like, he picked on somebody he could basically beat. Yeah. But it was a good. I told Dustin what I loved about his show is he messed up the joke. He messed up a joke in there. It's live, so he can't. They're not like editing anything. It's a single show, and so he gets to like the punchline. He's like, "Oh, nope, screw up that joke. Hang on," and like runs it back to the beginning. He goes, he didn't get nominated because his whole bit is that the reason that Will Smith was so mad at him is started with him hosting
the special
Oscars.
Is called Selective Outrage.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Is that
so that's
people,
that's why people are saying because he named the special.
The original Selective Outrage joke was talking about people in stores who get mad about just random things.
Right.
The callback at the end is that Will Smith chose to select it.
There you go.
But he anyway, so he does have he has a good bit where he talked about that he was supposed to say the movie Concussion, but he said Will Smith's new movie Emancipation. So he gets to the punchline, and the whole punchline was like, they got mad about Concussion, then he gave me a concussion, but he said Emancipation. He got mad at me because he wasn't nominated for Emancipation, and then he gave me a concussion. He's like, no. He says some words. Screwed up the joke. They got mad at it, and I was like, come on, man, run it back. But he saved himself, brought it back, and it was. I won't tell you the rest of the punchline because he has some tags, but it's a good bit.
I didn't know that Netflix did. Is this their first live?
First
thing?
ever live.
Where do you
show.
even go on Netflix to see live? Did it just pop up at like the top thing?
They promoted it, and then when it went live,
I didn't realize it was live.
Yeah, it's on that kind of top bar.
When I'm in the middle of binging something, especially when it's on Netflix, I don't even look at the ads. Like I'm just my profile, that show, back into it.
Yeah.
Like I don't even look at what else is out there.
No, I get it.
Totally.
It was a good. They made a big deal of it. They filmed it live, like I said, from Baltimore. It was. He's not my favorite comedian by any stretch of imagination, but he did really good. He had a good bit. And
there's
anyways,
I can't remember.
Y'all hear my stomach? This key lime pie.
key lime pie hitting.
It's kicking. Which, by the way, Dustin and I have almost
Well, I'm
single-handedly
trying to
eaten
decide
half
if I'm
this
going to put
pie.
another scoop in here.
Yeah,
You should. I
might
mean,
as well before we get into
we-
our topic for today, which is
Oh, we have a topic today? Thought it was key
well,
lime
it
pie.
was key lime pie.
There we go.
Oh, and there's more.
Yeah,
Wayne's World.
so more.
Brought to you by-
so more, so much more. Yeah,
Do you have
sorry.
any ad reads?
Yes, sorry. Sorry about that. Good call. Today's episode is brought to you by Dustin P. His proposal in Italy is what inspired this delightful treat of an episode today.
So I'm not.
I'm gonna come on with it. All
I'm
right.
not gonna play it, but I want to put a bow on this Chris Rock thing real
Yeah,
quick.
do it to
I'm
it.
not gonna play it, but there's an actor, there's a cast member on SNL named Jay Farrow. I
Yep.
don't know if he's still on SNL or not. I think he is.
I think he is too.
Incredible impersonations, but he does one. This is my favorite thing that's happening over here. He does one. He does.
Yes.
He does an impersonation of Chris Rock, and I guess Chris Rock was the voice. Was he the voice of something in Little Mermaid, or he talked about how?
Was he?
Jay Farrow has a bit about like, what if Chris Rock was the voice of the lobster in Little Mermaid or something like
Yeah.
that? And he goes, under the sea, under the sea. It's like, I'm not doing it justice, but it's
Yeah, well,
so under the
you-
sea.
What I feel like happening right now is you're doing a Michael Scott impression of Chris Rock.
I'm doing
Pretty
Jay,
sure
I'm doing
there's some
impersonation of
cultural
Jay Farrow.
appropriation that's
100%.
shouldn't have
I'm
happened
Doing
somewhere
impersonation
there.
of Jay
Not sure.
Farrow, doing impersonation of Chris Rock.
Chris
Is
Rock.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But his facial like mannerisms, like all the hand stuff up here and his squinty eyes.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Under the sea. So good.
I gotta watch
That's
it.
a
Tell me
man-
that doesn't look amazing.
I mean, that's a
Johnny,
man.
Now it
that's
looks
a
great.
man move
That
right
looks
there.
What you
so
just
good.
showed me a moment ago when they were talking. Ugh. Not look great. Wait, where did the pie go?
Oh, I put it down beside
okay,
me. Yeah. Well, I figured because we're
Selfless.
moving into Italy.
All right,
Yeah,
Italy, let's
and,
go.
This
I
is,
knew we were gonna
this
have
is
some
the
other things on
host's
the table.
cue that it's time to be serious. It's time to take this.
Go ahead.
you know,
Oh no!
boom.
I
Here we
just
go.
knew that we're moving in from one food item to the next.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, get into it. I'm a.
Here's some space.
Well, welcome. We're going to welcome to the pod. No, we're going to talk about Italy today. In case you guys didn't catch that in this first 30-minute rant on whatever else we were talking about. So Italy was inspired on a couple of things.
Italy was inspired. The country.
Country of
It was.
Italy was inspired.
It was inspired. No, this particular,
Kind of a take on
Epi-
Europe,
okay.
but like
Yeah.
with pizza.
but like with pizza. So originally, this episode is because Dustin got proposed to in Italy.
Not get proposed to.
Oh,
I
you proposed in Italy. And also tomorrow, beware the Ides of March,
Let's go.
March
which
15th?
is March 15th.
I need you to explain to me what that is. I don't know what that is.
Okay, yeah. I'm a big theater, musical and theater nerd. That's my go-to. I'm also a big history nerd. So this is really out of my wheelhouse. But the Ides of March on March 15th is the day where Julius Caesar was betrayed by two of his lieutenants, in essence. Et tu, Brute.
He took out his eyes.
Nope, they stabbed him 23 times.
Yeah.
It was a planned assassination, takeover coup.
It was a gang thing.
And it's honestly what ended the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Because they didn't take into account how much people loved Caesar. I'm just ignoring what's
bring it
happening
up.
right there. Yeah.
I
Just-
can't.
just bring it
In my
back.
mind, I just can't get over like that
Keep
dude's
going,
gonna
Chris.
get
Just
it.
keep going. Just keep going.
I'm having a hard time understanding why it's called the Eyes of March.
Ides of March.
Ides.
There was a suit.
Ides.
IDES.
IDES, not the
I
eyes.
thought
So,
they like,
okay.
plot.
Let me
Black
bring
eye.
it back. Let me help you understand what Ides are. IDES. The Ides are it's the 74th day of the Roman calendar, which would be about the 15th. of March.
Udis Martyrius.
And so
Ides.
there's a soothsayer. Julius Caesar's walking through, and there's a soothsayer that looks at him and says, "Beware the Ides of March." And he makes this comment as he's walking past him. He goes, "It's Ides of March, and nothing has happened." And the soothsayer says, "It is the Ides of March, but it has not been complete." And then 60,
And here she comes.
somewhere between 40 and 60 of the council congressmen come up, and 23 stab wounds later, Caesar's assassinated and died.
So the phrase Ides of March is usually the middle of the month. So
Yep.
it's the timing of the first full moon. So when he was saying beware of the Ides of March, he was basically saying to him, "Hey man, something bad's gonna happen right around the middle of March."
Around middle of March. There's like 4 months, I believe, that it typically
Yes,
that lands
May,
on the 13th,
March,
but
May,
4 of them
July,
land.
October.
Come
Yeah.
on.
So that became Shakespeare
Says
wrote
the
a play on Julius Caesar.
Okay.
And in that play wrote "Beware the Ides." That's where it really got its kind of infamous run. Is
Okay.
In there, Shakespeare has a line. There's just not the actual line that the soothsayer said because nobody was there
love
to
that.
handwrite it. But "Beware the Ides of March." And so it's what actually separated the Roman Empire.
Caesar, what was the full name?
Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar. Yes.
Yeah, Julius Caesar.
Not Julia. Just want
Not,
to make sure you.
not
Yeah, yeah.
Julia.
Julia Gulia.
Oh, so this
Yeah.
is a dude.
Yes.
So see how Casey and Ted,
Julius.
how all of a sudden things happen.
Or as his homeboys called him, Jules.
Jules. Oh yeah, I
I
love
have no idea what's happening.
Jay.
Italy-
I'm sticking with this being gang violence.
I'm into
sticking
it.
with
It probably was. I mean, for that day.
a large group of people have a planned assassination and
I
stab a
imagine
dude
it like West
23
Side Story.
times.
Like they were all
That's-
snapping, coming
Yeah.
down like Julius.
No.
Julius.
See, that's a
What-
little bit
what
too
you're
modern
saying
for
is
me.
like
I'm
the-
thinking more robes.
Yeah, that's like the
let's come
Tim.
hither and get this mother.
Yeah,
That's what I'm.
that's the Tim Burton version.
That feels right.
Yeah, Michael Keaton would
Yes.
be Julius Caesar. Listen, if you're watching,
Wow.
Tim?
Let's
I know
do
you're
it,
watching.
man.
Oh, Keaton
Michael
would
Keaton
crush
would
Caesar.
be Caesar.
see it.
Tim, can I call you T? TB?
TB.
Tim Burton, if you're watching, Michael Keaton,
Timmy B.
Ides of March, get sealed for the soundtrack.
That's a great movie title. Is there a movie called Ides of March? If not, let's write
I'm
it
sure there
today.
is.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is.
And then
Let's
on
do it.
set for the cast, they could have charcuterie boards.
Yeah, 2011.
Hey.
2011.
Oh,
Looks like George.
Who was Clooney?
Clooney. Gosling. Clooney was the governor.
Oh, this already happened. We are behind.
This doesn't feel like it's
83% Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, the Ides of March. Maybe it's a modern take.
yeah. This doesn't.
Ohio Democratic primary nears Governor Mike.
Oh yeah, they're trying to make it American. Bunch of idiots.
So 2001, that means it's been enough time for a remake.
100%.
Tim, if you're watching.
Tim, let's make it happen, man. Ides of March. Let's do it. Let's tell the story. I'm sure there's a ton of Julius Caesar movies out there and plays and things written. So let's
Is
talk about.
is there any relation, I got to know, between
Yeah.
Julius Caesar
Yep.
and Little Caesar Pizza?
Yes. So Julius Caesar was the one who invented pizza. That's true.
Segue.
How awesome! There
Boom.
is.
I'm kidding.
If you notice on Little Caesar's Pizza, what is the Little Caesar guy wearing? Anybody know?
One second.
Toga.
A little
Is it
toga and a little Roman hat.
Which is
So
mine.
there is, obviously, because pizza was invented or given credit to, at least first mentioned in Italy. I love
Okay.
that you're still in this key lime phase.
It's great.
It is
It's
very
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
It's so good. That had happened.
And
the whole time.
do anybody know? Anybody know when the first mention of pizza in Italy was?
Ooh,
Pizza.
can I have a pizza that? No,
Does
I'm
the
kidding.
Leaning
That was
Tower
bad.
Pisa? P-I-S-A?
Different.
Ooh, no.
Different.
Different. Okay.
A little different.
I'm going to change my
I
answer.
will give you a hint here.
Okay.
Pasta is older than pizza.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
it
I
is.
believe that.
China.
I'm not going to tell you by how many years, but it's not much. Pasta came and then pizza was right on its heels.
Can we get into the China versus Italy pasta origin debate?
Oh yeah,
Because that's exciting.
oh, I can. Yeah,
I believe it.
I have
I
it.
believe
I
you
have,
can.
I
that's
have
what
the
we wanna
notes in here to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you the answer is 中国. It is
Okay,
not.
yeah,
It
there
is
we
not.
go.
There we
Just throw it
go.
out there.
And we're back.
It would
I'm
be an
gonna go
episode.
with. I'm gonna go with 1400 pizza.
AD.
AD.
Ooh. Are we doing prices? We are doing, of course,
Yeah,
Bob.
of course we're doing
Price is
prices.
Right.
That's how we do it on the
I'm going to
show.
go 180.
Wow, 180.
Cheap way out. I don't have to think about this one. Give me
Y'all
one.
go over. I
Give me
win.
one.
Give me
There's
one.
only one problem.
One what?
There's a
I don't know.
you're
Whatever
never
we're
supposed to
talking
do
about.
that unless you're the last person, because he can just go.
Two. Yeah, I'll take two.
Ooh, 280.
Correct answer, 10 AD.
Really?
Boom.
Wow.
I mean, I was within 8.
The first mention of pizza is 10 AD. Now, modern pizza, as we know it, was actually in the 1700s.
Okay.
In Naples, but
Florida.
Florida.
Really?
Naples, Florida. Yeah.
Oh. Bro, I won't believe you.
Yeah,
I
no.
won't believe anything you say.
We're essentially a geography podcast.
We're doing an Italy. We're doing an Italy podcast. He goes, Naples, Florida.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one.
Yep. That's
I mean,
the
there's
one.
a lot
Looks
of
like a boot.
there's a lot of crossover there. You know, that's where the Coliseum is, right?
Yeah.
Naples?
Yeah. That's not true.
There's a Coliseum in
Pasta.
Montgomery,
All right,
Alabama.
Any guesses on
Interesting
pasta
place.
then?
I looked up pasta as Central Asia is where it originated from.
Is the debate.
There you go. And problem
Debate.
solved.
Here we go.
I'm going to say 1000 BC.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 BC.
2.
The correct answer, according to my my research, was that pasta was first really notated.
BC?
Yeah.
Wait.
So literally right before Christ came?
So
She
Avani,
just comes like pasta's like
the first
Can you imagine they
date.
can't get much better than pasta.
Yeah.
Jesus shows up. They're like, "Dad, gummit!"
Yeah.
Like we had it, man.
Only
Yeah.
thing better than pasta is
Well,
like the
but
savior of the world showed up.
Yeah, that's why they you know the forbidden fruit wasn't an apple, it was a tomato.
That's a bowl of fettuccine
It
Alfredo.
was- they like, we need here. Go with me here. The forbidden fruit, not an apple,
Not
was
an
a
apple.
tomato.
Tomato.
Tomato is a
Fruit.
fruit. Okay, they needed some sauce for their
Have a summer
pasta.
Okay.
I feel
Boom.
like you need
I
some more
just-
key lime pie.
I just discovered something.
It is
That's
interesting that pizza was first mentioned during the life of Jesus.
During the life of Jesus.
1080.
You got to imagine that Jesus said, "Look, guys, I'm going to blow your mind. Check this out. I'm going to push this dough down like this. I'm gonna rub a little tomato on it. Here's some cheese. Watch that.
Starts twirling his finger.
Yeah.
Water into wine, and
Imagine.
here's a slice of pizza.
I know it's not technically in the Bible. We're kind of, we're assuming,
teetering.
but I feel like that feels.
We're teetering.
I feel like
It's kind
that
of
feels
like
right.
The Chosen. Wait,
4
what?
BC, by the way, pasta. 4 BC is the
Nailed
first
it.
record of
I said 2.
pasta being shown.
Well, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You've been very close.
So Italy has only been a country, by the way. 1861 was when Italy was officially a country.
was it
But did you
before
know
that?
there are 2 countries in Italy? What's the other one?
I got you.
I know you know.
Florida. No.
Close.
I have a
France?
guess.
No, there's 2 countries in Italy.
I'm gonna go the
2
Vatican
countries.
being one.
That's
yes,
correct.
Yes, they're a whole separate.
That's a whole. Yeah. Do you know?
Rome.
Which is where I
No.
got
There's Italy and Vatican are the
And
2.
the
Vatican. Okay. Yeah.
The Vatican City is considered its own country. It's the smallest country in the world.
Yes.
Only has 100 acres
Yes.
of land. Total.
Interesting enough, though, you do not need a passport to enter and exit.
Yeah. Just
Vatican.
Jesus.
That's not a joke. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Really?
When I tell my story in a minute, this is where it happened.
I can't wait. It happened in the Vatican.
But
Did the
can you
Pope?
fly?
Was the Pope? Did the Pope? Okay.
So
Can't wait
wait,
to get
but
into
you
it.
have
You
to
got
have a passport
engaged
to
in
get
the
to
Vatican?
Italy to get to the Vatican.
I feel like we should have some water, holy water out here or something right now.
It wasn't a holy thing.
Okay,
Wow.
just kidding.
So Rome is obviously a lot older. Rome, 753 BC was when it was kind of founded, but the Empire of Rome didn't happen until around 27 BC.
We
So
started kicking some major butt.
really
around
started
27
kicking butt.
BC.
That's when they really mastered it. Yeah. And so,
When were cheese sticks invented? Is that an Italian thing?
yeah, it's not.
I mean, I'm not impossible. That's a
I
mozzarella.
don't mean to take it full circle, but I'm pretty sure that's back to Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure it's cheese curds.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because when they start
We just
frying
went
cheese,
Yeah.
We went from the Vatican to the birthplace of Italy to the birthplace of the Roman Empire to
Madison Patrick.
cheese sticks.
To the
Mozzarella.
I
Madison
love he
Packers.
goes when they start frying cheese.
Yeah. So they, when the empire fell, when the Roman Empire fell after the assassination of Caesar, bringing that back in,
Okay.
Yep.
Italy split off as its own state at the time,
Wow.
really into its own country. So here's a crazy part. It's one of the few countries that was under kind of that big dictatorship that happened during the World Wars. And did you know that I'm not gonna tell you how long. Do you know how long Italy was under a kingship? They were more democratic.
So they were monarchy.
They were how long though? That's the question. So they were under dictatorship.
they
when
start as a
Mussolini
monarchy?
was their
Correct.
dictator.
Right.
Did they start as a dictatorship? They started as a monarchy.
No. They didn't have a monarchy. They started as a monarchy after the dictatorship.
So what did they start as? You said they didn't start as a dictatorship. They didn't start as a monarchy.
They were democratic.
Gotcha. So they were democratic. They're like, everybody just put your votes in. Second one, it was like, this is a bad dude. Let's let him lead us.
Yes.
Third
Mussolini.
Third
yeah.
one was like, I really feel like we need a king.
They
We ain't
voted
doing this.
to become a republic and have a. They had a royal family after the kingship or after the dictatorship, and then they voted to become a republic. But how long did they have a king for?
I'm gonna say
1 day.
4 years.
I was gonna say less than
one, Bob.
4 years.
I'm going with
36 days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
This dude became king, was like moved in his stuff, like just closed on the castle. Like,
Which
oh
one?
man,
Where was the castle?
one. Just closed.
I don't have a clue. King Umberto II ruled
Dang.
from
Why?
May
That's
12th
why.
until June 12th.
I mean, he didn't even have.
Umberto.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
May 16th.
He's
May
in the
9th.
wrong country. Umberto should be in Mexico.
No, Umberto, remember what's that movie that just came out?
What?
It just came out.
movie just came out?
Nacho
Bullet Train?
Libre.
Luca?
Mexican
Luca.
restaurant.
Nacho,
Yeah,
Nacho
Luca's
Libre.
great.
Umberto, the
Umberto,
guys.
yeah, there's a lot of similarities
good.
in the Italian language and Spanish.
Hispanic. That's because it all derives from Latin.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you seen the Italian Job?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that that's
I
what's his name, right?
Marky
Baldhead
Mark.
guy. What's
Marky
his
Mark.
What's his name? Ed
Mark
Norton's in it.
Wahlberg movie.
No. The Italian Job's.
Mark Wahlberg. I promise.
Is it Wahlberg?
And Edward. Norton.
Yeah, it's both of them.
Maybe I'm thinking about a different one. What's the guy? The guy that does
Yep.
all the.
Jason Statham?
Yeah, Jason Statham. Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
also
Oh,
in
sorry.
it. Yep. Charlize Theron, Donald Sutherland,
That's
legend.
That's a great flick.
That's a good
Seth
cast.
Green.
Solid movie.
That's where he feels. That's the movie where he feels the Holy Spirit. Remember that?
Statham.
Oh yes, that is right. Good call.
Statham is one of those guys that does the same movie, just with different titles.
He's like Steven Seagal was back
Is he,
before.
is he British?
Yeah.
Handsome Rob?
Liam
Pretty
Neeson. Liam Neeson. I love him, but he's kind of gotten into the same thing. Like last 15 years since Taken, every Liam
Yep.
Neeson movie is basically.
He's
the
from
same.
the Shire.
Yeah.
From the Shoya. Yeah, that's pretty much right.
Yes,
Liam
yes.
Neeson, once he had that line,
It's like okay,
typecast.
that's it.
Immediately that's who you're going
Typecast.
to be. Yeah.
But hey, I mean, roll with it. Why not?
I mean, you have to. Obviously, the biggest thing out there in Italy, you got a few of them, right? Colosseum, things like that. But there's one that gets an absurd amount of visitors per day. Sistine Chapel.
Wow.
You guys familiar with that, right?
Right on.
A big painting on
16th chapel.
16, not 16.
15 before they
Yeah.
nailed it on the 16th.
Yeah, no, number
16 Chapel. Yeah, here it
Sweet
is.
16.
I think you're thinking 16 candles.
How many? I'm gonna.
What's great is-
the
what's
numbers
great-
are big, so I'm gonna make sure Caleb can't cheat here.
What's great? Yeah, I've been here.
Wow.
So what's great about Sistine Chapel is when you walk in, they now this was 2005 when I was there.
Okay.
So
Right
it's
after
been,
Caleb's
it's
prime.
right after his prime. Yeah, he was on the downslope. But when you walk in, it's so they consider it like so reverent and holy that they don't like you to talk. And they know there's a ton of people in there that speak English. And so there's two things they say to you almost the entire time. It's almost like it's every 10 seconds. You'll hear one security guard in the corner just because it's real echoey in there, right? You'll just hear them go, shh, no photo. That's it. They don't want you to talk, and they don't want you to take pictures. But if you Google it, it's full of
Hundreds
pictures.
of pictures.
Hundreds of pictures.
Literally pictures of
Somebody-
Hundreds
taking
of
photos.
pictures. This was
Yeah.
so. I remember we had a digital camera with us, but this is before smartphone cameras. Or else that's probably why there's so many pictures of it now, because you could just sit there and go "Damn," and be fine with it. But we had a Canon 3 megapixel. It was like a brick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like digital camera that we had with us. So we did not get any pictures because we were afraid that they were going to take our camera because they told
Well, your
us
wife's
they
a
were
rule
going to.
follower.
Well, they told us they were going to take our camera. They like, if you do this, we'll take your camera.
How many
And I was like, I
visitors
believe you.
per day do you think the Sistine Chapel gets per day? Don't say one.
Don't say that. He goes,
It's
all right.
more than one. I'm going to go upwards of 10,000.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to go 11,000.
Ooh,
86,000.
86.
I like to go high.
Yeah, per day.
Jeez.
At least 20,000 visitors per
Wow.
day. Per day.
Yeah, I believe it.
That's
That's about how
insane.
many. That's about how many viewers. We
It
have.
is
So,
incredible. Sarah
Yeah.
and I, if you can see, this is what it looks like when it's empty right here. Sarah and I sat. It's not that big. It's very small.
Yeah.
Sarah and I sat on the floor, which I mean, there's just lots of people in there, but we just sat on the floor and with our backs up against the wall right here, and just stared. I think we sat there for maybe an hour.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I mean, it's been up there for 510
It's very
years.
tall. I
That's
say
how
it's
long-
not very big. It's big in height. Like this is a door that a person, like a normal sized door, right? A doorway right here.
Right.
So I can give you scale of just how high that is, and to think about Michelangelo painting that thing without a scissor lift.
This is scaffolding, right?
I think it was some form
Like
of
some form
it
of
was
scaffolding?
some form of scaffolding. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was, I mean, when he was doing this, like not only was art blowing up, but industry was blowing up too. So I mean, everything that he used was like, we're still working on the copyrights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So he
Yeah.
finished at 1512 is when that whole thing got finished, which is unreal.
Yeah.
So since we're in the Sistine Chapel, you were there. You got engaged. What happened? Pope blessed you before you got engaged.
Yeah, no. So here's the story. I got engaged in the Vatican, in the Vatican City Square, which I'll talk about in a second. But full story. We took a missions trip. My then girlfriend at the time. We took a missions trip to Italy because we're both artists, and we looked for anyone that was going to. Rome is known as like a city of art, and next to Paris, Rome is kind of like number 2. And so we're like, I feel like we could go there, and there'd be a little bit less of a language barrier than if we went to France.
Yeah.
So we go. We looking for someone to send us, and there's no organizations going nowhere. People are going to Russia, but that's about as close as we can get. And we're like, no, that's not. We feel like we're supposed to go here. So we just campaigned ourselves. This is before Kickstarter or anything. And we just raised money to go. And so we went and we stayed there for 10 days. We stayed in a hostel, which was a whole environment.
Yeah.
But I had while we were planning this, or before we started planning this, I already knew I was going to ask her to marry me. And I was going to ask her to marry me on the front porch of her parents' house, like where she grew up, because we knew that that's where we wanted to get married. If we're going to get married, that's where we're going to get married at, on the front porch. Because it's gorgeous, 1800s farmhouse, big plot of land, Southern Virginia. It's gorgeous. Anyway, so I'm like, that's where we're going to do it. Then I find out we're going to Rome. And I'm just like looking at my buddies in college. I'm just like, there's no way I pass up an opportunity to propose in Rome, Italy, right?
Like the most beautiful
right.
city on earth.
And they're
Amazing.
like, no, don't don't pass it out. So it's like, okay. So we get over there. My luggage is lost, but luckily I have the ring on me.
Yeah.
Good move.
But the luggage is lost, and so I'm just like, I don't really know what to do. We're like, well, let's just go see some sights. We're like, all right, well, we already knew there was a day we were going to go see the ruins. There's a day we were going to go see the Coliseum, like, and kind of set up around those areas. We just set up in those areas and just spoke. Like, there's artists everywhere, people painting, people playing music, all over, just like sitting on the streets, just doing their thing. And so we just went and talked to them, just made relationships with them. Anyway, so we get there and we're like, let's just go to the closest place. Closest place was the Vatican. So we get to the Vatican, we walk in, and we see what's on the screen right now. We see this. We walk in through these columns right here, over here on the left. We walk in through these columns right here, and you can see just the mass, how big it is, because
These are a picture. You guys get that picture?
This is not us. This is not us. There is a picture. I'm going to tell you a story in a second. There's a picture of us somewhere out there, though. So we walk in right through here, and we're just like, this is gorgeous. This is insane how gorgeous it is. And Rome has a ton of fountains everywhere. One of the most famous ones is the Trevi Fountain. This is not the Trevi Fountain. Trevi Fountain is at the bottom of these Spanish steps in another part of the city, which is equally gorgeous. If I had to go back and do it all over again, I would have proposed there. But I was like itching to get this ring out of my pocket. We're there less than 5 hours. We walk into here. I see this thing. I'm like, this is where it's going to happen. So right here on the other side of this fountain right here is where I proposed. And there was a group of Chinese tourists right near us when we did. And they said, they were like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. And, like in their own Chinese language. I don't know how to say it. But they start freaking out, and they start taking pictures. Because they see me like down on a knee. There's a whole other story about a letter that I wrote her and everything. It's not really pertinent to the topic today. But yeah. So
if you're watching and you were there the day that happened, which was 2005.
2005. It would have been November 2005.
Rome, yeah.
It was right around Thanksgiving. We were in Rome for Thanksgiving.
你看到了，你给我们打电话，谢谢你，再见。
There it is. Just send that to thebingeworthypod@gmail.com. Yep.
But yeah, absolutely incredible. So like I said, we went and
just translate.
He said Chinese tourists. I'm trying to speak directly to our audience.
Yes,
we went out
after
we finished tour and everything. I mean, we went to the Sistine Chapel while we were in there and everything, and we went out after that, and we went to like the first place we saw that was like a restaurant that sold pasta, and we sat down and had the best bowl of pasta we ever had in our life.
I bet you did. Wow, that's insane.
Oh, sounds amazing.
So you mentioned the Trevi Fountain. Do you know how much the Trevi Fountain? The story of the Trevi Fountain, at its core, is that you're supposed to toss in a coin for good luck. So it makes a good amount of money every year. If you didn't know that.
Yeah. So this is where I should have proposed. I mean, look at this.
Wow.
Yeah, you probably should have. You probably should have done that one.
I mean, look at that.
How gorgeous that is.
So I don't know if there's like a 360 view of it, but just on the other side of this. So if you're looking at this, then your back is to these famous steps called the Spanish Steps, and they're absolutely gorgeous.
Insane.
Let's see if I can find a picture.
It's
of
like
the Spanish
real
Steps.
version of Vegas.
Sure.
It's 100% like that. You're like, oh, I've seen that in Vegas. Not like this. You haven't.
That's unreal.
Wow.
Unreal.
Just be careful zooming in on some of those statues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was PG.
It's a PG. It's a family
There it is right
podcast.
there.
Yeah.
These are the steps on the other side. So if your back is to the Trevi Fountain, this is what you see right here.
That's insane.
Wow.
And this big just castle, I don't even know. It's just the best gelato, the best coffee, the best pasta I've ever had in my life was on that trip. I will say, not the best pizza.
Wow.
Because it is completely different.
So how many coins did you throw into the Trevi Fountain?
Well, we had euros.
Right.
And we were broke college kids, so none.
Dang. The rumor goes.
Forget
I felt
that
like
wish.
that's what it
I'm
was
gonna need
leading to.
this.
The rumor
I need this
is
bag.
with the
You know
Trevi
what I'm
Fountain, if you throw one in, you're going to come back to Rome. If you
Yeah.
throw two,
There's a good picture right here.
you'll come back and fall in love. But if you throw three, you'll come back, fall in love, and get married. So I just wondered if you threw three that day, and that was why.
Did you know
This is
that?
a good picture. Like if you were standing in the fountain, this is what it would look like right here. So I guess somebody got in there
I
and
mean,
took a picture of it.
you know who else has lots of great fountains?
Rome, Georgia.
Kansas City.
Kansas
Thank
City.
you. Yeah.
There it
That's
is.
the rumor.
That's the rumor.
How much do you think the Trevi Fountain? Because they take that money and they use that money to feed the poor.
Oh,
So
great.
anybody who throws a euro in there, they collect 1.4 million euros a year. because of people just trying to fall in love. So best of luck.
Best of
Did you guys ride a Vespa while you were there?
No.
Vespa's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And,
Vespa was not as big of a deal then. I mean, yes, but not like a touristy thing. It was. They didn't really have them where like, oh, you can rent a Vespa ride. It was just like you just saw a lot of people riding them. I mean, all the streets all over the city are all cobblestone. There's no lines anywhere. It's just, I mean, it's real tight, narrow spaces. All the streets are real tight and narrow too. So I'm just like, yeah, I could see if you lived there, a Vespa would be the thing to do.
I didn't know how popular Vespas were until Luca.
Yeah, I know.
I watched Luca and I was like, Vespas are so like popular in Italy.
And then the mermaid problem, that was
Well, that's a big problem.
Yeah.
Sea monster problem is a big
I
problem.
didn't realize that. It's
So,
huge.
so Italy is obviously known for its food, as you mentioned, gelato, which
Yeah.
is called fake ice cream. It's ice cream for old people. You know, a little softer, a little more. What's happening?
And
Right? We're gonna do this right here. Of course, well-known entity for its food, Chef Boyardee.
Yep.
You guys can keep your Juliana Caesar. Give me the chef.
Give me the chef. Is this made in Italy?
Quality ingredients since 1924.
Oh, Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago.
That IL is for
This
short
is,
for Italy.
the
Chicago, Italy.
Italy. That's what it is.
Conagra brands. is
Can
the
you
name.
look up? Did Chef Boyardee start? Did they try to be Italian? Was that their goal?
Yeah.
Because that's that I didn't even think about Chef Boyardee when we were putting show notes together for this thing.
There's no preservatives, y'all. We're safe.
No artificial flavors, no preservatives, quality
This
ingredients.
is basically a salad, and I'm excited about it.
Well, it's not too crazy.
I don't eat a lot of food during the day, especially in the morning, especially with a lot of carbs in it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you
There's
just
a there's a chance I'm going to collapse on this
No,
microphone.
listen,
at any
the
moment
key lime
right
pie
now.
is doing things to me.
I'm
That's
literally
why
about
I'm
to
Italian
just fall
immigrant.
forward
There
and
it is.
sleep.
Milton, Pennsylvania, Italian immigrants.
See?
Wow.
American
this is an
brand
American
and
success
pasta.
story here, y'all.
Yeah, that's right.
This.
Bring it.
Where's the camera?
1928.
what's this marketing over here? This third guy on the right. What's happening right there?
That is the effects of
The ravioli smile.
I'm not going to lie, Chris. That could be you at about 7.
Thank you so
That-
much.
yeah.
I'm being serious.
It
Like,
could be
look at
Johnny
that.
right now when we're
Right
about
now.
to see him pop
I
this
just,
can
I just,
open.
I need the camera to get a tight shot. This is what the American dream looks like.
Yeah.
This is why people
Overstuffed
came
ravioli.
to America.
I love it.
I just love it. What a
Yeah,
story.
are you gonna eat these right now? Is that what's happening?
yeah.
All right.
I'll crack them open.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Pasta's obviously okay. I don't know why we're tapping the can.
Oh, please don't do that. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it went.
I heard that.
That's the
I heard
sound
that.
of freshness.
Keep it down
Yes.
there. Keep it down there.
So a couple things about food. Let's talk about food because
Take
I
it
knew
over.
we were gonna get there eventually.
No, take it over there. I will have some, but not cold out of the can.
I've never seen anybody eat.
Dustin is about to projectile vomit
I've got some
something
good
that looks
stuff
like
over here,
that.
and I don't want that smell to permeate it.
I don't eat it by myself.
Yeah, you should.
You should.
What is its what is its greatest production though? It's not pizza or pasta. What obviously Italy's known for one big thing.
I got to go wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a famous winery there, Tuscany, right? It is the world's largest producer of wine. If you guys didn't know that.
Is it?
Globally.
Smell like
What is
SpaghettiOs.
that? Arbor Mist?
Arbor, no,
Arbor
it's,
Mist.
yeah. No, that's not. That's
Canadian
not.
mist? Is that what you're talking about?
No,
That's
Arbor
not
Mist.
it.
It's like
Is
the
it
you know the
Costco
white
wine?
the
Costco
white
wine is what it is.
the white girl.
How many?
Go-to.
Okay. I was,
The smell is so permeating.
it does. It hasn't gotten to me yet. And I'm
It's
very
not here
thankful.
yet.
Massive flashbacks to being at home during the summer watching
Like
the
your
Price is
childhood,
Right. eating
yeah.
spaghetti.
Summer. This is like pandemic flashbacks, y'all. I don't know what y'all were eating during 2020, but I was
Wow.
I was
stuck.
eating good.
You were
I-
eating
I
some
lived in
mega
Maryland.
stuff,
We were eating crap.
Chef Boyardee. Yeah, that's true. Let's talk about for a second. How many espressos do you think are consumed in Italy every year? Espressos
In the entire country of Italy. Every day,
are consumed each year.
year, it's got to be in the billions.
Okay, that's a very vague answer.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm going to go
1 billion.
1 billion.
I'm going to go 822 million. Bob.
I like how specific. Johnny B got Dustin already said 1 billion. So
2 billion.
I mean, he just walked off set. He walked off
Just
set
walked
completely.
off set.
I was like,
There was a Chef Boyardee incident.
We're recording.
Here you go. Hey, bud.
Show.
This is what you need? This is what you Johnny.
Thank you. Oh,
wow.
There's more here in this bag
the
too.
chef made the chef made him. You know.
The chef
It made a little mess. Tell me, so how many do you think? Sorry, how many?
I'm gonna go. You picked one.
1 billion.
1 billion. I'm gonna go with 1 billion and one.
Oh my god. Oh, nice.
You still got some in there?
No,
No, it's like stuff at the bottom.
No.
it's stuff.
I promise you it's better than what's in that can, though.
14 billion
14 billion.
espressos every year
Trying to be
Wow.
number
in
one.
Italy alone.
Sounds so delicious.
In Italy alone.
Wow, that's crazy.
So So here's a fun superstition. I'm not superstitious.
Just
I'm a little stitious.
Little stitious.
Italians think it's bad luck to place bread upside down on the table. They will not
Really?
place bread. Yeah.
Can I just ask you, in what scenario in your life did you ever just think this bread needs to be upside
I was
down right
wondering
now?
the same thing.
Well, here's why. They suggest that it is an ancient superstition that arose because bread given to town executioners was always placed upside down.
Huh.
So they think it's bad luck, like you're about to die. How
Wow.
crazy is that? You look.
I don't know if
enthralled.
I've ever seen bread upside down on a table.
That's the dumbest thing I
Think
ever
about
heard.
it.
Well, it's real. Ask an Italian one time. If they put a piece of bread upside down and see
Get
that
in there,
walk
Johnny
out.
B. Come on, Johnny B.
I can't. This is
I-
hard to watch.
Oh, they got the fake meatballs
just-
floating on top too.
I just need to love myself
No,
more
it's
than
ravioli.
this.
This is
So,
okay. You're doing great.
It's overstuffed ravioli.
You brought it out to this point. It has to happen.
Johnny B.
All right, we're getting
I'll support you. Pour some
Oh wow. Okay.
into that thing.
I can't. The flavor
Can we
palette
show the camera what the inside of that thing looks like?
This is gonna be messy.
between coffee
Or
and
just a
key
couple
lime
scoops.
pie and a couple of overstuffed raviolis.
I actually got legit stuff over here, and y'all are just making a mockery of it.
I mean,
That's
you're getting a
good.
lot of
Yeah,
juice
one
in
more,
there.
one more.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of.
yeah. I didn't
I've
really want
only
any
seen
juice.
one ravioli drop and a whole bunch of juice. Johnny said, "Drain this for me, real
Let's
quick."
go, baby. Let's
Key
go.
lime pie base
Yeah.
with overstuffed ravioli on top.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna eat it.
Me neither.
The smell alone.
Let's see if the ravioli smile is legit,
Let's go.
Not when it's cold.
bro. This is good.
I know it's good, but like, heat it up. All right.
Wow.
Well, let me tell you, another one of our favorite things from Italy was the tiramisu. And back when we were broke, we used to eat at Olive Garden all the time. That's right, shots fired.
Wow,
Shots
shots
fired.
fired.
Just when you go to Italy and you have pasta, you just can't come back and eat Olive Garden anymore. Like that's
Have your napkin.
Oh yeah.
Will you be my
more
neighbor?
napkins here.
Will you be my neighbor?
I think it's on my shirt.
Sorry, Dustin. Continue.
This is great.
Anyway,
Tiramisu, Olive Garden, cheap.
tiramisu.
Go ahead.
Tiramisu used to be our thing. And then we went to Italy and we had real tiramisu, and then we could never go back to the Olive Garden again. But
Of course.
Anyway, so I thought there's a local place on the way to work. I thought that they sold tiramisu. I thought I've seen it in there before. So I'm like, I'm going to stop there on the way in today. I'm going to get some tiramisu. I told y'all in the last episode, I don't know if it was in the recording or not, but I said, I'll bring the tiramisu.
Yep. It's in the
Stop by there. I said, I don't see any tiramisu. I thought y'all had tiramisu. They're like, we do. It's over there. I said, okay, great. So I get over there. It's not tiramisu. It's a tiramisu cake, which is not the same thing. I'm sure it's going to be good.
Yeah, sure. Who's this from? Publix?
This is from Farmer's Table.
Farmer's Table.
And it's 50% off because it's old.
Farmer's Table is a local.
Yes.
That's not like a brand. Because last time I thought Marco's was a local joint.
Right.
You're talking about the local place right over there, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then as I'm waiting to figure out where that's at, I look down and I see these little miniature cannolis.
Hello.
And I know cannolis are Italian.
They're great.
So I got some cannolis.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this before I do that.
Yeah,
that one.
you guys know who Ron Canoli is?
Ron?
Yeah, he's like a gospel legend.
Okay. No, I don't. Sorry.
I mean, I'm a little stuffed from the overstuffed
Yeah,
Oreo.
I think
or
I'm good.
Oreo. Over, what is this?
I'm good.
Great.
Cannoli. Yeah, leave the gun. Take the cannoli. That's what they said in The Godfather.
Sure.
You don't know that?
Pass it down.
The
Yes,
God-
I do
how,
know
are we,
that.
how are we talking about Italy and not talking about The Godfather?
My wife's family is Italian, so there's a lot of good food.
Can I ask?
I need my mother-in-law to come visit.
is this,
and
cream?
We'll do it right.
That's great.
It's like a custard.
Ooh, and what's
It's like
what's
a cream
this?
custard. It's like thicker than cream.
What's this jacket situation around
It's like
it?
a puff pastry situation.
That's good.
Very good. Very good.
Oh.
A little cinnamon in there. Very good coffee.
Is
Go.
Black coffee. I almost just took a sip of this thinking coffee, but it's,
It's not-
ravioli
it's
juice.
not
I mean,
coffee.
I would love to watch it happen.
You want this in your cup, bro?
No, I don't. The cup's done.
That cup got everything.
The
in
cup has reached its,
it. We got
its
any
peak.
fire Cheetos I can put in there?
I'm excited for you to clean that cup. That's where I'm
That's
at.
delicious.
Now. All right, we're gonna dig into this tiramisu here.
It's not actual tiramisu.
I
This
know,
is just tiramisu cake.
It's okay. Farmer's Table, local place, owned by some friends of ours.
I thought they were gonna have. Is there more napkins?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to reuse this key lime pork. Key lime.
You want this
Key
one?
lime pie fork. I call it a key lime pork, which is a whole nother
Oh,
culinary.
key lime fork's
That's
so
not bad.
good.
Yeah. I mean, I figure it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's very moist.
There's some, which is good because it's day old.
What'd you say?
There's some chocolate up here in the top that I want to get to.
Very moist.
There you go.
Very moist.
There it is.
I just, speaking of dead to me, I watched the episode last night where her son said the word moist, and she just goes, "We do not say that word in
Not
this
say
house."
that in his house.
Guys, I don't know how they do
Up
it
top, bro.
here.
That's where the coffee is. So traditional tiramisu is made up of ladyfingers, which is like a
Whoa,
pastry.
lady fingers?
It's called ladyfingers, or it's like a puff pastry, and you soak them in espresso, and then you layer all the whipped cream and all the other goodness on it. So it's basically like espresso soaked cake.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Is what tiramisu is.
This is amazing.
Isn't it?
It's up there with
We
the
all knew that
ravioli.
this is where this episode was going. We all knew. We tried to stall our way there.
So I
It's
don't know
good.
about in Italy, but in America, if you don't eat something that someone offers you, it's
Oh,
offensive.
it's offensive. Yeah.
So with
You
that
guys-
said,
Yeah, I'm ready to offend you. Oh wow. Oh wow.
it just got real.
Shoot. I'm
gonna throw up.
As the host of this show, I need to keep my palate clean.
Chase it with a shot of ravioli juice.
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna chase it with some coconut Red Bull.
Good luck. Oh, even worse. I mean,
No.
this can't get worse. This episode.
When warm, the pro tip
It tastes like sunblock.
sunblock. Ooh. The pro tip for ravioli.
Are you one of those that can't be around it? You
Not
can't-
usually, but something about this combination.
You can't.
We're
I mean, it
closer
looks
than we
like it.
should
It
be.
looks like someone already did it in a can.
But no, a spoon. That's the pro tip because you get all the juices. Yeah.
I can't do
Unless
it.
you're drinking in a cup, and then it's a whole.
I don't know how someone so healthy has such bad habits.
I mean,
right.
I just had a bite. I'm not.
Well-
If I eat the whole can, y'all, I might not make it back for the next episode.
I'm lucky to make the next 5 minutes. We're
Let
gonna
me
wrap
just
this
say
up.
this. There's been some massive inventions coming out of Italy. Did you guys know that? Thermometer.
Inventions?
Thermometer.
Cheese sticks.
Fried
cheese
cheese.
sticks.
meatball sub.
Ooh, I love a meatball sub. So hard.
Batteries were created in
Oh,
Italy.
nice. Didn't know that.
We had,
You're-
we had spaghetti and meatballs the other night. We got these really great meatballs from the butcher place that I go to. And,
Yeah, how do we get to meatballs?
and,
He said meatballs.
he said meatballs.
Got it.
We're also spaghetti and meatballs. What's more Italian than that?
Man, I could go for a meatball sub today.
yeah.
Let's go to Publix and get a meatball sub today.
Publix? No,
You
we
guys
can
are
go to that.
eating
Let's go to
again today?
Firehouse.
What's wrong with you animals?
Our
good.
Publix
What's
meatballs.
You
Good.
said you're eating again today?
100%.
Yes, I will eat 3 more
Let's
times.
go to
at least.
Firehouse and get a meatball sub. That's what we need.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I also
so
the
into
first bank, first ever like formalized bank was.
How do you think that
Italy.
went? Someone said, "Hey, just let me hold all your money. I promise when you come back, it'll
Hey,
be
look,
here."
It'll be
here's
here.
what I want you to do. I want you to give me all of your money.
How did that go?
Yeah,
Honestly,
I can't even
I'll
imagine.
give you like 1% a year. It'll grow.
It'd be great. Eyeglasses
You put in
made
10,000
in your
at the end of the year.
bifocals made
Yeah.
in your bifocals made in Italy.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah.
That's how it went.
I go. I'll give you $10,000 at the end of the year.
Here's what I
you'll have
know.
$10,000 and 1 penny.
None of it. The ravioli smile has not happened.
No, bro, it's,
Nah,
not,
it
it's
won't.
not a
bad.
smile.
It
It was a
won't.
lie.
Cold. Yeah.
He's holding back puke, is what he's doing in this photo.
Oh,
Look
I
at
don't
him.
feel so good.
Yeah.
Me either.
He doesn't even have a bite in his mouth.
No, he's like,
Also
"Are you sure?"
batteries.
He's making that look on his face. He's like, "You sure?"
Thermometer, batteries, bank, eyeglasses, all that stuff.
Oh, eyeglasses.
Wow.
Nice.
We would.
Batteries of all kinds.
Batteries of all kinds, made by Alessandro Volta in the 1800s.
Volt, get it?
Volta.
Volta? Get it?
Well, fun fact:
Come on.
the
Come on.
volts were named after Alexander.
I believe it.
Alexandro.
Oh, you mean
Alessandro.
like the measurement of power?
How
Like
many
volts?
volts? Yeah.
named
Wow.
after him?
I'm looking
Yep.
forward to this.
Did you know that bolts were named after Usain Bolt?
That's
No,
false.
no.
That's false.
Johnny
That's
wasn't paying attention. That's for Johnny. He wasn't paying attention.
Known for obviously it's known for the Vatican for food, for the way it's shaped as a country, the little boot kicking a shoe, or boot kicking a ball because the islands that come off of it.
Yep.
Wow.
Come on.
Michelangelo's David is there. If you guys aren't familiar with that, let's
Yep,
not pull
saw
that up.
that.
Feel
I
like
saw
we'll
it,
get
though.
flagged for that.
So
Did you guys go to Venice while you were there?
No, sorry, it is in Venice. I saw a different statue in the Vatican. They all look the same.
It's a bunch
I'm
of
gonna
just
be honest
rocks.
with you. Well, yeah, there's a lot. There's a
Lot
lot.
of
There's a
stuff.
lot going on there.
Yeah,
yeah.
the flag is significant, but nobody cares.
Have they won any Olympic gold medals?
I'm just trying to
Yes.
get to the shape because you were talking about the
There
shape.
it is.
So
Yeah, it's a boot kind of kicking a ball there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's a weird shaped
That's more
ball,
like a
but
high
okay.
heel.
Well, it's a deflated one.
high heels nonetheless.
Big time.
Venice is one of those places I want to go to at some point in
Me
my
too.
life.
I want to go to Sicily more.
How many islands make up Venice? Anybody know? 118. I'll tell you. Okay. You're gonna say
I
one.
was going to guess 119.
I was like, we're an hour in. We need to.
I saw Johnny B going one. And I was like, no, we're just gonna do this. 118.
5, 4,
Also,
3,
400 bridges make up Venice.
400.
400
That's
bridges.
pretty cool.
Just to
anyways.
clarify, just for me, because I'm slow.
How many
Venice
George
is the
Clooney's
yellow
are in
that
Venice?
we're looking at.
One.
Venice is the yellow.
What's that now?
Venice is top right.
Venice is the yellow.
Venice, the
I have
city,
no-
is in the far northwest. Far northeast of Italy, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
There it is.
that's amazing.
Yeah, see it up there?
Da 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 da. The more
Up
you
there,
know.
right there.
There it is.
See that?
Wow.
Yeah, it's not the islands. It's
Okay,
just
okay,
made up
okay.
of small islands.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Wow.
Which will probably all sink one day. You guys, so you guys didn't get to do a gondola or anything while you were there?
No, we almost went to Florence because it was like an hour train ride to Florence, but we didn't make it. It's our goal to go back there right around our 20th anniversary. So we'll see how that goes.
It's amazing.
I need a pay raise for them.
We'll get it.
Well, hey,
We'll
yeah.
get it done.
When
yeah.
we get monetized.
Obviously known
Tonga.com.
for Mount Vesuvius. Killed Pompeii back in the day. 17,000-year-old erupted 50 times. Obviously, Vesuvius wiped out the whole city. 3 million inhabitants in 79 AD. The Tower of Pisa. Anybody know why it leans?
I somewhat know. I'm going to give an uneducated kind of repeat of what I've heard. So essentially, right, they started building it,
Yep.
and then I guess they ran out of. Was there a war or something that took their attention, or was they ran out of? For some reason, they stopped and the foundation settled, right, and then when they restarted again. Am I in the ballpark?
I have no idea. Yeah, all it says here is.
He goes, "Did anyone know?"
yeah,
the
I
whole
was
time
hoping
you've been
so,
doing
yeah.
trivia,
The whole
where you have the
time?
answer at the
Yeah,
end
yeah.
of it. He goes, "No, literally, I'm asking." Does
Yeah,
anyone know?
this
'Cause I don't know
says
the
there was
answer."
instability at the base level. I realized after I asked that question, I don't know the answer.
Yeah, no.
There was instability at the base level. It makes it
It
lean.
began to lean during construction in the 12th century due to soft ground, which
Soft
could
ground.
not properly support the structure's weight.
That's what I said. Yeah.
It worsened through. Yeah, so it took them 200 years to build that thing.
It leans 5.5 degrees south.
As of 1990, it did 5.5 degrees.
5.5
In
degrees.
2001, they had some work done to it that reduced the tilt to 3.97 degrees,
Ooh.
trying to straighten up the leaning tower.
Yeah. Obviously known for the Coliseum. Big deal. Coliseum could hold anywhere from
we spent a whole
50
day
to 80,000 spectators.
That sounds amazing.
You guys know the craziest thing I learned about the Coliseum? I didn't learn it doing this research. I learned it before. Was that they would do naval battles
Yes.
in there. That they would
Yes, they
flood
would fill it with water. Flood
Yeah.
it. Mhm.
Wow.
And then they would put ships in there, obviously. And then they would have. How crazy is that?
Wow.
Just to give you a sense of the size, I mean, of this thing, if you can just look and see people,
Yeah, look how
like just
big
look
it
at a
is.
normal
That's
people, and
unreal.
then these are all the catacombs down here. This is where a lot of prisoners would be.
Oh, so there used to be like
there was a floor.
thing on top.
Yes,
Got it.
there was a floor that covered up this whole area right here, and that's how they were able
That's
to
crazy.
flood it.
So did they
essentially.
remove the floor? Or did the floor like fall?
The floor fell. The floor fell. Because of all the stuff that's underneath it.
Sure,
It
there wasn't any
just-
stability. They
there-
forgot to put the posts up.
They forgot. Yeah, that's what it was.
insane.
It's tough.
But yeah, when you go, it's incredible to just think about the things that happened in this place.
Wow.
You got animal hunts, executions, reenactments of famous war, so like plays.
Yeah, they did a
and
lot of
then-
reenactments and a lot of plays.
Yeah, and then naval warfare.
But then they also straight killed a lot of people in there.
Yep.
Is this one of the oldest countries? Would you think?
Well, it definitely dates back. Now, Italy as itself
Italy is
doesn't,
only like 18.
but like
something.
Rome itself
yeah,
goes
yeah.
all the way back to 750 BC.
Wow. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's pretty old.
This says founded 70 to 80 AD.
Wow.
Well, the country was.
No,
I mean, the empire was. Sorry,
the empire, yes.
but Rome as a city dates back further.
The Romans are from Rome.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Johnny
Yep,
B.
the Book of Romans in the Bible written to Rome.
No, you're not.
Bro, you're
That's
kidding.
not. You're just
It
fishing.
happened to him today.
Bro.
You're
Happened to him
fishing.
today.
You're fishing for content.
No.
That's not real. That's not real.
I'm really connecting some dots here.
No, you're not.
Roman numerals?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
All right,
kidding me.
That's our show today.
All right, guys.
I
Listen,
can't.
Come on.
listen, here's what happened. All the tiramisu, the ravioli.
There's a real smell coming from you. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah,
there's
real
things
good odor.
happening. But I honestly did not connect the dots.
I wish.
It's
I mean, I'm not
happening.
going to say that because I did the Madison, Wisconsin thing.
It's happening right now.
We're on it.
Roman
That usually is
numerals?
my bit.
So
today
how
I-
come we
today I got
didn't
it.
list that when they were talking about the inventions? They invented the Roman numeral system.
I don't know
Johnny
if
B.
they
Roman
invented it.
candles. Come on. Come on with it.
Who
Roman
did
Catholic.
they invite it?
That's
Roman
how- that-
Catholic.
Vatican. You're on it.
Done.
Did the
Whoa.
the Romans create the Roman numeral system?
What if they didn't?
Did that happen in Rome? I don't even know.
So, what's their connection to the Super Bowl?
What?
They just look fancy than just
Oh,
putting
the Roman numerals. I was like, what? So what do the Romans have to do with the Super Bowl?
Well,
I don't get it.
so that, like just like the Colosseum, we put 22 men against each other in a Colosseum.
Well,
Roman battles.
Katy Perry, clearly of Roman descent and key to our show,
we go.
performed at the
Today's
Super Bowl.
episode might as well just be
few
Katy
years
Perry.
back.
Related to the Musgrave family.
You figure that out yet?
Who are NASCAR drivers?
Who are NASCAR drivers?
Who created
yeah.
them?
It's all connected. Truly.
All right. Well, I'll have to pay to find that answer. Let me tell you some crazy law that I found. There's a law in an Italian city that you cannot allow your dog to bark during the lunch hour. Your dogs are banned from barking during lunch.
I love that rule. I wish we could have that.
Yeah, a lot of dogs bark.
What do they have?
I guess they kill them.
Put them down.
That makes
I mean,
sense.
I don't know.
Bam.
Yeah, you bark, you die, and the
Down
dog
like a
goes.
dog.
And then they probably ship them to China so they can eat it with their noodles because
I
they don't eat it with
love
their
it.
own
Two
pasta.
dogs. One barks to go, bam. The other one goes,
Yeah.
the other one goes, you got anything to say? He goes,
Yeah. What?
he goes,
I told her not to. I said, "Don't do it, buddy. Don't
in.
do it."
I'm
Yeah.
in. I told him, I said,
Also, there's an
You're gonna
Italian
get
Italian city who was struggling. Italy is the oldest country. They have like by population age. This guy's still in the dog thing. So by age, Italy is average age 46 years old. The oldest country in Europe, second oldest, only two. It's an Asian country, island.
Vietnam.
Japan.
Come on.
Yapping.
Japan is the
Pronounce
oldest by
Really?
demographic age in the world. Italy is number two, right behind them. There's a city in Italy who was struggling with their population dying out, and they literally made a law banning their citizens from getting sick and dying. Don't know how you enforce it.
Your family is gonna pay.
Wow.
But it's gonna be tough.
What else do you do?
I wonder,
gonna
is
be
there
tough.
something connected to that? Like, like here in America, right? When you retire, you move to like a warmer climate. I mean, there's, just because as you get older, right? There's just certain things you do to take care of yourself. I wonder, is the climate conducive there to aging?
It's a lot of. I'm sure there's a lot of retirement happening over there.
Plus, you probably have to have
Lots of
a
good
certain
food.
amount
You
of
gotta
money,
think about what
right?
else there.
to live
Wine,
there.
good food.
I mean, the Mediterranean climate, it's warm most of the time.
Yeah.
because they're pretty close to the equator, but not so close that you're like smoking hot or cold all the time. Another fun fact: in 2015, June of 2015, there was a restaurant that hit TripAdvisor and became the best restaurant in town in this Italian city. I'm sorry, one of the best in all of Italy.
I was going to say, that happens all the time. I
Well,
feel
no,
like.
like in all of
Yelp.
Italy, it became one of the best known in Italy,
Right.
And it did not exist at all.
Ooh.
And
Wow.
the whole point
That's
was
a
cooked
Netflix.
up by an Italian newspaper to show how easy it is to manipulate online opinion.
Ooh, I love
Cook
that.
pretty
up.
amazing.
I love
That needs to be a
behind.
Netflix
The
special.
restaurant's called Manigo del. See if it's still up there. Manigo del Garda.
What was their food good?
You think I'm going to
MONIGA.
spell that?
MONIGA. Del Gardo. I should have sent this to you.
Wow. Can I just talk about what's happening? to me
There you
right now? It's rough. How you feeling, Caleb? You
I'm
okay?
great.
Wow.
Never better.
Yeah, there it is. Is there a TripAdvisor one for it?
No.
Oh, bummer. Yeah, there it is. TripAdvisor. Things to
TripAdvisor.
do. That's
It's
a
like
city.
it's like a town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
It was in that town. That's where it was. I read that wrong. Italian restaurant.
It was called
in-
Bob's Pizza.
It was called Pizza Hut.
It's called Little Caesars.
Domino's.
Domino's.
We were going-
Domino's.
Little Italian
We
joint.
were-
my
Domino's.
favorite place when I go to New York. Sbarro's.
Bars. That's my favorite pizza place, man. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's a good place to wrap.
That's what's
I don't know
happening.
where else we go.
The
from
hood's
here.
up.
We knew we'd get there at some point. It's all the carbs.
He looks like Beavis right now. Put your hood down.
There's some things happening to me
That
right
was the
now.
goal.
He goes,
Internally.
I feel God in the Achilles. Well,
Oh.
right.
Phew.
that being said,
I have to pee so.
did you have another story you want to share? I feel like you said you had two.
I said I had two things to share today.
One of them was tiramisu,
Dead to me.
dead to me,
Tiramisu and the
and
story.
your
Proposal.
proposal story.
Proposal.
All right,
That's good.
Johnny B, got any celebrity sightings in Italy?
So,
never been. To
No, he
Italy.
said Cape.
celebrity sightings
Yeah.
in
Never been to
Italy.
Italy.
Never been to Italy. But I did have macaroni, which is probably Italian,
We're
at
killing it. It's pasta.
Katy Perry's dad's birthday party.
Yeah,
So
nailed
there's
it.
a connection.
All right, what? Hey, you don't know Italian. All right,
Good
so I was gonna have you wrap us
Is
out.
macaroni Italian?
Sorry.
Sure.
Ciao.
Take a
Pasta.
vote. Olive Garden macaroni grill. Which
If
one
it's
you-
Kraft macaroni, I
Macaroni
think it's
macaroni
Italian.
grill. Okay.
Kraft macaroni.
Oh, Kraft hits.
Crack
I will
does
never.
hit.
I don't.
It's so
I only
good.
do.
It's
Let me
good.
just be clear about
It is.
crab macaroni and
More of
cheese.
an Annie's family.
Let me just.
But I don't eat it.
I
Don't have
respect.
any.
I don't eat it.
Yeah,
I don't do
you
powdered-
guys.
I don't do
think they
powdered
grind
cheese.
their own macaroni.
It's true.
The thing is with macaroni, crab macaroni, I don't do anything but the spirals. I don't know what is different,
Ooh.
but you give me a bowl of macaroni regular, and a bowl that spirals, and that spirals tastes different every.
I think it like
Spirals is
holds the
macaroni.
cheese.
It is
No, it's not.
Kraft macaroni and cheese spirals.
It's a different kind of pasta. Macaroni is a type of pasta.
The spirals are the
spiral pasta
macaroni
is
that
a
they just
different
did this to.
name. Right, it's not, no.
Everything you
It's
thought you
just-
knew is a lie.
They took macaroni noodles and they said,
I'm pretty sure that's capitelli that you're talking about.
"Well, first of all,
Dude,
Kraft
Kraft
does
calls
not-
them spirals. I
Kraft
will
doesn't say
confirm that.
Kraft Smacatelli, whatever you just said.
Smackatelli restaurant called it.
Spiral noodles. Here we go.
Let's go eat
Yes,
it.
that's it right there.
This one right here in the top corner.
Spiral pasta. Yeah, that's hitting right there.
That's not capitelli. That's something else.
Yeah, it's called macaroni and cheese
No, it's not.
spirals.
Not to be like culturally tone deaf here, but can we just agree that it's all basically the same thing?
Yeah.
It's noodles and
Are
sauce.
you talking about Fusilli
Noodles
right
and
there,
sauce.
Dustin? Is that what it is?
No, it's yours is more like this right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, look at those. That I could eat a box of it right.
I will say my favorite kind of pasta salad is with that kind of noodle and then like
Yes.
Italian. But
Yes.
Let's go.
That way, but-
How do we
but-
not get a pasta
But
salad
Kraft,
today?
I like my traditional elbows for Kraft mac and cheese.
So
Really? I'll do the triple cheese.
go
If you
that
do
you
triple
go.
cheese, mac and cheese, Kraft. that'd be fine.
cavatappi is shaped like a corkscrew. Macaroni is like an elbow.
Yep.
Yep.
Fusilli rotini shaped like coiled springs.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's where you're at.
So I
see,
just like
macaroni is
fusilli.
different.
That's all.
Yeah,
right.
Fusilli. Which, if you watch Seinfeld, you know that Kramer made a little doll statue of Jerry and called it Fusilli Jerry. He made it out of fusilli pasta.
I love it. I would eat that.
That's
You put some
one Seinfeld thing there for the day.
put some cheese in there. Yeah, I don't think we had an office.
Made
Oh, we
the
did have an
mistake
office.
of looking
We're
at
fine.
makeup.
We did it.
Yeah,
we did it already.
We did say
that.
little stitches.
Yeah.
Little stitches today.
Little
All right.
stitches.
Well, what a day. I don't even know. It's lunchtime here. Hopefully, while you're watching this, you're
Meatballs.
eating too.
Go get a meatball.
We're going to go warm up this Chef Boyardee and
Let's
then
go
put
get
it
some meatballs.
right in the trash can.
Meatball.
All right, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
Stanley.
Always
It's fun.
Always a pleasure.
Always a good time. It's our last episode ever, so I'm just kidding.
Okay.
We're back next week. I don't even know what we're talking about next week, but you guys should be here. I should have looked beforehand, and I don't. You guys, yeah,
Sure.
We don't. none of us
Maybe we should talk
remember.
about things you should not eat before 12 p.m.
I think we did that today.
That's
I think
a
we
list.
showed that out today.
Yeah.
Amusement parks.
Yeah.
Amusement parks.
Oh, you want to do
sounds
that amusement
good.
parks next week?
Amusement
Yeah.
If I got on a
Let's
roller
get-
coaster right now,
We're getting into the season.
Yeah, I'm into. Yeah,
are
it's
good.
true. We're about to get into the spring season. You're gonna need some advice. So, amusement parks next week. We'll talk about it.
Love it.
I've
do
been
it.
to a bunch. You've been to a bunch, and if you've never been to one, this is your chance. All right. Well, we've had a good time. Love you guys. We'll see y'all next week here. I didn't get to do this last week. I'm gonna do it this week on the Bingeworthy podcast.
yeah.
Yeah, we-